When you constantly tell me that I'm overreacting, or when you try to convince me something that never happened, but I know it did, or when you are engaging with me in a way that gets me riled up, and then once I get riled up, now you're trying to calm down because now that you've seen me get riled up, and now you're trying to calm down and try to make it seem like it's not that big of a deal because you're overreacting. But I say, you literally just gaslit me.
What?
Another episode of the Life After I Do podcast. Did you guys miss us? Because we missed you. Last week was a holiday.
They missed the do.
Last week was a holiday, even though the episodes drop on Wednesday.
We said
I still want my holiday off.
Which is funny because this year actually marked 2 years that we have been doing the podcast.
I can't believe that.
This was the first time in 2 years that we actually took a break.
Yeah, where we didn't upload an episode. I was really proud. Like when I realized that, I was like, we've been recording consistently for 2 years and we have not missed an episode. So I was like, I think we
earned it.
We could take a day.
And on top of that, I was just motherfucking tired.
Yeah. I was motherfucking tired.
I'm motherfucking tired.
But I guess that's also the perks of like batch doing some things, like and not uploading everything because like we still kept you guys like engaged and stuff on social media. You just didn't get a full episut. Yeah, the clips and stuff. But
people, we do record these episodes once a week.
Yeah. Once a week.
These are not batch.
Yeah. I was going to say like the clips and stuff, we have loads of those. But as far as like the episodes and stuff, once
a week.
You guys get them as close to real time as possible.
And the thing about the clips is if you only watch the clips, you ain't seen the episode. So
clearly, DeMille, that's why it's called a clip.
So
who's going to teach the children?
Not you, because I saw you.
Who's going to teach the children?
Don't come for me. Look here.
Who's going to teach the children?
Your husband, how was your week, Booskies?
My week was good.
Too good.
Okay.
Tell him about it. Tell him how good it was.
I wouldn't say it was too good, but...
Go ahead.
I had a good week. Can you stop rubbing my leg?
You look good.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Keep your hands to yourself. It's the first rule we learned in kindergarten.
Okay, keep the energy tonight.
No.
Oh, okay.
Just right now. Okay. This is a professional setting.
Okay. We can stop this camera and get it in.
No, I had a good week. Not much to report. I mean,
wow, this was the first people. It's literally been 2 weeks. I thought for sure she'd have a 40-minute monologue recapping the last 13 days.
I spent time with friends. I spent time with family. Got to see my mom. Got to see my great niece. Spoke to my sister. Went to the gym. Felt great on some days. Felt like shit on other days.
But no matter the day, the ass was fat.
But I still showed up. So let's talk about that.
And the ass was fat.
I still showed up. And then due to the holiday, because, the kid had a 3-day weekend and this fellow had to go to work. I will say that was a win for me. And I had posted about it on Instagram because you had to go to work and she was home and she also didn't have practice. I couldn't go to the gym at my regularly scheduled programming and I didn't get to the gym till like damn near 7:45. But, I got there like 6 because I left like 8:45. Yeah. So I got there like maybe 6 o'clock, 6:15 and did a really late workout. But I was proud of myself.
And then turned around and did another workout less than 10 hours later.
Turned around and did another one.
Look at the dedication.
I had said all that to say because that's the part of the journey that I'm really trying to work on because I know previous me, I'm not going to say old me, I'm going to say previous me would have been like, well, I guess today is a great day to take off because I'm not going to go to the gym at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. And, I'm going to just chuck today up to a loss. But whether I wanted to go or not, I was like, I'm just going to do it just so that I can stay on track for the week and create like the consistency. You know what I mean?
I might skip work I might skip a therapy session.
Bye, Maurice. Stop it.
I might skip one of my kids' events.
Stop. Okay.
But I'm not skipping the gym.
Okay.
I'm going to be in there.
Stop it.
I'm gonna be in it.
No, but so that was like that was a really big win for me personally.
That's good.
That was a big win for me personally, and I was really proud of myself for getting that done. And also, I was proud of myself for getting it done, and I was also really proud of myself for not stopping by my favorite restaurant and picking up 8 pieces of egg rolls because I didn't go to my regular gym, like my regular location gym. I went to a different one, which is literally next door to one of my favorite restaurants that have the best egg rolls. And it was like 9 something at night. And I was like, I really could just go in there and just get 8 egg rolls. But I was like, I'm not going to do it because I really want to do it. But I also don't want to go to sleep with that much grease on my stomach.
Discipline.
So was it discipline or was it just me not wanting to feel like crap while I was asleep with all that grease on my stomach?
I'm giving you the win. Take it.
Anyway, yeah, I think it was a win because when I tell you the fight that ensued within my spurt.
In your what?
My spurt.
Okay.
Because I saw it and I said, oh, Grandpa. And then I saw everybody like walking in and out and they all look so happy. And I was like, they're happy because they're eating. They're happy because they're satiated with good food. And I could be happy and satiated because my runner's high was coming down.
Right.
And when my runner's high comes down, that's when the hunger sets in.
But you know what? You just triggered me.
So I was like, oh, I could, but I didn't. Instead, I stopped by Food for Less.
Which is wild.
I stopped by Food for Less.
And picked up a whole rotisserie chicken.
I picked up a whole rotisserie chicken.
And then
what did I do?
Like,
what did I do with the rotisserie chicken?
I said, what are you doing? I said, what are you eating? I said, the way she was eating it, I said,
I bought that rotisserie chicken here in this house. I got some of my jasmine rice and I keep cilantro and onion cut up. And I started taking that chicken apart and putting it in a bowl and I dumped some of that rice.
She was manhandling that
and
chicken.
I dumped some of that rice on there and I dumped some onion and cilantro and just put a little bit of sauce on top. And I was like, this is going to be in my head, I was like, this is going to be the best egg rolls ever.
For the games. For the games.
And it didn't feel as bad.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was pretty good.
I mean, likely I have nothing to report.
Oh, 2 weeks off and you have nothing to say.
My weeks are the same. I work, I father, I husband.
Okay.
That's it.
I work, I father, I husband.
That's it. That's my I play my position.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Oh, I did want to mention. You said you had. I did want to mention because I've been talking about this for like the past few days.
Okay.
Listen,
if you about this damn show.
I am. I am because everyone is talking about it because everyone is just in disbelief. And I'm honestly thinking about just going live and just having a conversation with like all my friends and everything, and we can just all discuss it. It's the unknown number. The high school catfish. Okay.
This has nothing to do with the episode.
It doesn't have anything to do with the episode, but it has everything to do with my week because I watched it during my week. So we're discussing my week since he had nothing to report on this week.
I'm going to the bathroom while you talk about this.
Bye. I'm going to go to the bathroom. Listen, okay, you really need to watch it. Was anybody, I don't even have to ask the question. I don't have to even ask the question, was anybody else just as like upset, surprised, angry? Because I posted about it on my stories on Instagram and the immediate messages that came back, we're all feeling like the same level of anger.
I mean, I didn't even watch it just from what you told me. I was like, that's the fuck. I probably would have did something if the cops were there or not. As a husband,
like the husband, he was furious and rightfully so. But now everyone's thinking that the daughter might have been in on it because everyone's now talking about her reaction, and they were like, she didn't seem like she had a lot of reaction when the police officer was telling her that it was her mom, and she was still allowing her mom to like coddle her and hug her and stuff like that. And I was like, the poor child was probably in shock. That's still her mom. That's like her go-to person. You know what I mean? So I still don't think she knew, but that's neither here nor there. But yes, I just want to hear what everybody else has to say, even though I know what everybody else has to say. I just want to hear what everybody else has to say. But I'll let you know, and I'll post it on Instagram if I plan on like going live, or like by the time you hear this, it might have happened. That's why you should follow me on social media. But yeah. So nothing to report in your week?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Well, similar to along the lines of the documentary Unknown Number, a lot of people like to say that what she did was very toxic behavior, which kind of takes me into today's topic.
Oh, are we talking about toxic people today?
Listen, I feel like
hold on. Let me get this out the way now. Is this one of those episodes where you finna tell me about myself for 45 minutes?
No, I've never had an episode like that.
We've had multiple.
No, we haven't. Yeah. I feel like if you feel attacked, that's a you thing, not a me thing. But whatever.
I don't feel attacked. I know
you just said you.
I don't have to feel it. I know what my wife.
Listen,
I know when my wife is coming for me,
and that I feel like that has more to do with you and how you think about yourself than I do.
All right.
So if you want to say that's toxic,
so we're talking about toxic people or toxic relationships.
Here's the thing. Because I just feel like
as a survivor of a toxic relationship.
Please don't. I don't want to be violent today.
See, as a survivor, I think I have some unique points of view. Because dealing with a toxic person who is in rehab, partial recovery.
Oh my gosh! No, I don't know. But please elaborate.
These people don't know.
They don't know. They don't know the real me. They don't know the real you.
They don't know pre-COVID Nisha G.
Pre-COVID. Please do tell.
They don't know. When Nisha G was out there in them streets and she was a manager, there was a whole different Nisha G, boy.
Shut up.
She thought she was managing everybody.
I still do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do.
So I have some experience with some toxic people.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, if that's how you feel, your feelings are valid. I can't argue with that. So sorry, that's your experience, sir.
I did have something to say. I just remember this.
Okay.
Football is back and my Eagles are off to a 1-0 start.
A winning O start?
A 1-0 start.
Oh.
It was ugly, but we won.
You pulled through.
And
you were so terrified of losing to the Cowboys.
The Cowgirls. You said it right. The Cowgirls. And like I say, every year, I will support my team no matter what. If we go 2-16 or 2-14, I'm still happy. As long as we beat them damn Cowboys.
As long as you don't lose to the Cowboys.
We can lose to everybody else.
Just not the Cowboys.
Just not them damn Cowboys.
Okay, so how many times are they going to play the Cowboys?
Twice a year.
Okay, so we've already played them once.
Beat them.
And so when do we play them again?
And week 12 in Arlington.
Okay.
In the house that Jerry built.
Okay, so as long as we beat them,
then
that's a successful season.
We can lose every game between now and week 12. We can lose week 2 through 11. We can take an L.
That's terrible.
As long as we get a W in week 12.
That's terrible.
That's how I feel. Now, granted, I want the W every week.
Right. However, as long as the L doesn't come from the Cowboys,
that's it. We can lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't care.
Oh, I don't even know who that is.
As long as it ain't the Dallas Cowboys.
Cow
sluts.
So disrespectful. Anywho.
So that's my week. It's all great.
Okay, so back to what we were discussing.
My bad, y'all. She threw me off track because she looking good, and y'all can't. This her leg is out and it's distracting me.
Oh my gosh!
And I just wanted to grab it.
I feel like I hear toxic
a lot.
It's used so much. Like any type of discomfort, unhappiness, disagreement, misunderstanding. It's like he's toxic, she's toxic. Like what is it? What are we talking about? People who are legitimately like manipulative or something like that? Or are we talking about people who you just don't necessarily vibe with, or whose personalities you don't get along with, or who's not like supporting you in the way, in the capacity that you need to be supported in? We can't just call them toxic.
Modern definition of a toxic person is someone who whose consistent patterns of behaviors are emotionally, mentally, or somewhat physically damaging to their partner.
Okay.
This includes manipulation, control, dishonesty, belittling, lack of accountability, that's a big one, and emotional unavailability.
Okay, so I can hear that and I can receive that.
Receive it. Don't hear it. Receive it. Because we need to talk about these. We need to talk about the points in here that you do.
Demel.
We need to talk about the stuff in here that you do. How you belittle me all the time.
Demel.
Let's talk about it. Let's get into it.
Demel.
Talk about your woman with my one rep max. Let's talk about it. How you belittle me.
Because you came for me. We've had the discussion multiple times. This happens all the time. My husband and I rag on each other like it's a love language at this point. But when he tries to rag on me or when he tries to come for me and then I have a comeback, his skin is not as thick as mine is.
And she's sitting here right now, people, taking a lack of accountability.
Because you sat there and you tried to make fun. You tried to make fun of me, and then when I said, "Oh yeah, listen," and then when I said that's funny coming from somebody whose one rep max is my warm up, you got all butthurt.
Take accountability.
Okay, I take accountability.
See, this is why I tell you, I have experience dealing with these type of people.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so anyway, you made me lose my train of thought, but
you're welcome.
But what I was going to say was the things that you mentioned about like
the manipulation, control, dishonesty,
belittling, all of that. So when it comes to like emotional availability, accountability, things like that, would you really classify that as like being toxic, or is that something that could have potentially just been learned behavior that has not been made aware to the person that you could work on?
It could be learned toxic behavior.
Okay, listen.
It can be learned.
Okay, I get that. But what I'm saying is like in a relationship, right? Every single person is not going to be perfect at taking accountability, at being emotionally available and emotionally supportive.
All right.
Some people could potentially be, now when it comes to manipulation, I do believe that there are some people who may be aware that they're being manipulative and some people who may not be aware that the way that they go about things or solving problems or interacting with their partner is manipulative, right? But when brought to their attention, and if you're like, hey, I'm letting you know when you behave this way, when you speak this way, it makes me feel this way. I do feel like this is an area of our relationship we can work on. And then they're willing to work on it. Is that just them not knowing? And then we work on it? Because in a relationship, we're supposed to be working on those things.
In that instance, that's still not knowing because they're taking accountability and making adjustments to their behavior.
Okay, so are they still considered a toxic person or just the character?
They were doing the characteristic was toxic, but they corrected it.
Okay. Because I think
but some people are just toxic people.
Like you think that they know that they consciously know that what they're doing is toxic.
Yes.
Excuse me, it's toxic.
Yes.
Okay. And I think that's where, like, when we have the discussion, I want to differentiate.
Can you say that again? That's what?
That's where?
That's how you said it.
What?
You said that's where.
Bye. That's where I want to see. Cute. That's where I want to see like the distinction, because I feel I hear toxic so much, and when I hear someone talk about another person being toxic or their partner being toxic, I'm just like, first of all, this isn't the first time they've behaved this way. Okay. Usually when you hear it, it sounds like these are traits that they have had
for a while,
for a very long time.
So are they just
but now, but now that social media has like put a word to what you've probably been feeling. That's what you want to attach it to with everything.
That's the effects of social media, right? So every once in a while, a word comes across social media and people just start using it like it's going out of style. Mm-hmm. You know, toxic, narcissists.
Oh yes, that's what I'm saying. Like it's all.
There's just certain words that people don't even know the meaning of these words.
Right.
They just say them because they want to assume that it just fits what's going on in their life. So I do think that a lot of these words get hyped up, but a lot of this stuff is true. A lot of people out here I do think that a lot of people have certain behaviors that are learned and have been repeated so often that it's just part of who they are, and they don't necessarily realize that behavior is toxic. Or
no one has brought it to their attention in the capacity of, hey, you may not be aware, but what you're doing is like low key abusive. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. So
that's funny how you could say that. It's like,
so how do we separate normal human flaws from actual toxic traits is what I'm saying.
I think you have to take it on a case-by-case basis
obviously
of what's happening, and then kind of dissect what's happening and then address what's happening.
Right.
And then I honestly, I feel like it's only toxic once the behavior has been brought up, and then that person refuses to adjust, or change the way they either talk or communicate or what they do to bring the toxicity into the relationship.
Okay, I'm happy that you said that, because I think that's where we can properly use the term toxic. If I came to you and said like, hey, the way you like gaslight me, and you're like, I don't gaslight you. Well, I'm letting you, I'm letting you. If I give you an example of how I feel like you were gaslighting me, right? And you are trying to make a valid effort into
trying not to,
like going forward, then I think that was something that you just weren't aware of. Like it was a toxic trait that you had when you made those statements. Like when I say, for example, like gaslighting, if I say when you constantly tell me that I'm overreacting, or when you try to convince me something that never happened but I know it did, or when you are engaging with me in a way that gets me riled up, and then once I get riled up, now you're trying to calm down, because now that you've seen me get riled up, and now you're trying to calm down and try to make it seem like it's not that big of a deal because you're overreacting. But I say, you literally just gaslit me.
What I have learned is that your memory is A1 most of the time. But what I have learned is that we can perceive an event two different ways at the same time.
All the time.
So in my mind, I'm telling you what I saw happen, but you like it didn't happen that way. But to me, it did.
Okay, but in any case, when I bring it to your attention...
So you be gaslighting me.
Boy, don't nobody gaslight you. Stop it.
See? See?
Because you like how I just literally said the same thing, and then you turned around and said the same exact thing back to me. Anyway, if I bring something like that to your attention, and you make a valid effort in being more conscious, or being more what's the word I'm looking for? Intentional. About not trying to make me feel that way, I think that's different.
Have I been intentional?
In some things, but in a lot of things, you still forget your trainings that you've learned in therapy, and you're still a work in progress. We all are. And that's why I say we need to separate the toxicness from the flaws, because we are all flawed, and that's where this whole thing came from. How do we separate people who are flawed, because we are all flawed, from
some more than others.
Toxic, exactly, from actual toxic behavior. What?
Don't look at me when you.
Oh my gosh, I didn't look at you. I'm looking at you because I'm having a conversation with you.
You look good too.
Thank you.
I'm thinking about something else.
This is why you can't take anything serious, because you're like you're over here having a man moment.
I am, because I'm looking at my wife like, look at the snack. I'm trying to eat.
Anyway, so like I said, if you're conscious and intentional about trying to correct how like a behavior that I'm telling you could potentially be detrimental to like our communication or our interaction or our relationship, I feel like that's different. Like that's a character flaw that you potentially had that you may not have been aware of, but because you are trying to become the better version of yourself, and I'm the person who has to interact with you, you are taking the accountability of saying, like, even if I didn't agree with how she is saying the whole situation happened, it would still help me to help her, to help our relationship, to take a look at it, even if it's from her perspective.
And honestly, in my opinion, I've just take accountability for everything.
Okay.
I've learned that it's better for us. If I'm gonna acknowledge what you say. I'm gonna acknowledge your feelings. I'm gonna hear you out. Right? And I'm going to say, sometimes I'll say my 2 cents, sometimes I won't. But I'll be like, okay. And I try to, in my mind, replay the event and figure out where I went wrong. And what can I do to communicate better so that you don't feel that way.
Correct.
That's what I try to do, so that it's not a big argument, because, I'm damn near 40. I don't like to argue no more.
But that's what I'm saying. The fact that you take the moment, or anybody, not just you, I think that's where, when I say, what is the difference between a person who is flawed, like we all are, and a person who is toxic? A person who is flawed who also wants to be a better version of themselves and to be the best version for themselves and for their partner would take that pause. They would take that pause. And even if they don't necessarily agree with it, it would still be beneficial for them to like look inward and be like, okay, well, I don't want, just like how you wouldn't want to be perceived at work as like, if you say for instance, you're going up for a promotion, you want to be perceived at work as somebody who couldn't perform the duties of the job that you're trying to go for, right? So in your relationship, you wouldn't want to be perceived or viewed as the person who was causing harm, discomfort, unhappiness, or whatever in their partner, right? So I think that's where we can start differentiating, if I said it right, the difference between a flawed person and someone who's genuinely toxic. Because I think a person who's genuinely toxic, they just be like,
it is what it is.
It is what it is, my boy. You can either live with it or live without it, but the decision is yours.
Live, laugh, love.
or they'll double down and just be like, no, I didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't say that. You know what I mean?
But on the flip side of that, it's like, from the male's point of view, it's like if you're with someone and she's constantly critiquing everything you do, like you can do nothing right. Right. No matter how hard you try, no matter how you try to set it up in a way where it's easy for her or it's done in the way she wants. Because I know women, you guys have this thing. Like I know, I'm not gonna speak for women because I don't want y'all to come from me.
They're gonna come from you anyway. It doesn't matter.
I know my wife has. There's the way I do things, and then there's the way my wife.
I would prefer them to be done,
and she just assumes that her way is the right way, where that's not always the case. Sometimes there's more than one side to the pickle.
Yeah. What?
You like what I?
There's more than one side to the pickle.
Yeah.
Oh, Demille.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I also know that my version of clean
is not the same.
That's not always match up to her.
No, it's not clean. That it doesn't always.
Right?
It never matches up to my level of clean.
For me personally, when I'm doing something, let's say when I'm cleaning the kitchen, right? And you're
straightening up the kitchen.
Okay, see, here we go. Well, in your mind, when I'm straightening up the kitchen and it's not living up to your so that constant criticism makes me
not want to do it.
Not want to do it.
Right. And I get that.
So I'm like, okay.
I get that.
Well,
but that's why. But
hold on. Since I'm not doing it how you want it to be done,
then you can do it yourself.
There we have it.
But okay, but because we also know that, have we not set up systems in the house?
We got it.
That since we know that to be true. Yeah. We have set up systems where we know you're just not cut out for that. That's not your testimony, and that's okay.
And I say the same thing.
And there's versions of me that I'm just not like. It's not my testimony, and I'm not going to do it, and I refuse to do it. And he's better at it, so he's going to do it.
And I tell people all the time. I said I can't speak for your relationship or your marriage, but my marriage, we have certain. Because when I tell people no, I don't do this, or this. Why? My wife does that.
Yeah.
And my wife doesn't do this, and this. Why? Because I do that.
Like when my mom comes and she sees the trash, like she's like, just walk it to the trash. No, I'm not going to do that. No, that is not in my testimony to do.
Look here.
I will let that trash pile to the ceiling before I take that trash outside.
We have a system that is working, and we will not let anybody influence our system, our ecosystem.
Yeah. It works.
We are riding the homeostasis train.
Like, I got a text message today from one of my mom's friends because she had mailed Phoenix. I guess she mailed her like a birthday card or something, and she's been texting me for like 2 days. She was like, "Have you got it yet?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't check the mail."
She don't check the mail.
And she's like, and my mom will be like, "Just go check." I'm not going to do that.
And I go to the mailbox once every 14 days.
I'm not going to the mail. I'm not taking out trash. That's how we work around here. Okay, so like, and my mom, she's the one, she'll be like, that just makes no sense. It doesn't make sense for you. It makes perfect sense for us. He don't clean toilets. I don't take out the trash or check mail or anything else like that. So it works for us.
She don't cook my steak.
I'm not gonna cook his steak. I mean, I will cook the steak, but he don't want me to cook. So I don't cook the steak. You know what I'm saying? I cook the chicken. But we say all that to say, it's like, Yes, from the male perspective, like an aspect of like a toxic person or a toxic female could be someone who's always belittling or someone who's always criticizing. But I think when you came to me with that type of notion, that type of feeling, like you always talk about how I'm not doing it right or I'm not doing it to your standards. So it doesn't motivate me to want to do it. So it's like, okay, I can get that and I receive that. So let's do this. Because it could have just been, or you could just do it the way that
this is a side note. I just find it funny that someone who was not allowed to use a dishwasher growing up telling me how to properly load a dishwasher. Because I use the dishwasher.
And it's, oh my gosh.
Which is wild.
Listen, he put those dishes in the side story.
No.
He cleaned the kitchen one day and I was like, okay, like, where's it? He was like, I loaded the dishes in the dishwasher. I opened that dishwasher and I was like, none of these dishes will get washed. You literally just threw shit in the dishwasher.
No,
I don't understand.
They're perfect.
I said, babe, you have to put the plastics on the top rack. The glass and stuff can go on the bottom rack because otherwise the lids and the plastic bowls will melt. Because he's like, well, then you can just do it yourself. Yeah. I was like, but there's a way these are supposed to be done. But yes, I couldn't use a dishwasher when I was younger. But as an adult, it's like I'm using dishwasher, vacuum cleaners, all of the things. All of the things. So yeah, but I can totally understand that. But that goes back to like what I said. It could have been a situation where I could have just been like, but if it doesn't like sense makes sense, but that's my common sense. You know what I mean? And I could have just been like, why don't you just do it this way?
2 + 2 ain't always 4.
Exactly. So instead we just said to ourselves like, okay, you don't like the way I do this and I don't like the way you do this. So how about in this instance, Lord, you be responsible for this and I can be responsible for that. Are you happy with that? Yes. Are you happy with that? Sure. We just moved on.
It just reminded me of, this was maybe like 15 years ago where I literally said you now and said, like, we cannot use the same computer.
Oh, yeah.
Because
he doesn't like my organization system.
Because the way you save stuff will drive me crazy.
I don't understand.
Everything needs to be filed. It's not filed.
Yeah, I file it.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. And sometimes I just do sub-files. Like I do little files inside of like big
anyway, continuing on. I mean, another, talking point or a sign, is when, people try to weaponize affection.
Yes.
Yeah. So you withhold intimacy or affection as punishment. So you're mad at me. So you think because you're mad at me, you ain't going to give up no.
Oh, no, we had that. I think we talked about that one time before on the podcast when we were talking about the silent treatment.
But honestly, when you're mad at me, I don't really want it anyway.
Remember when we talked about silent treatment and you tried to give me silent treatment one time? I know you remember, so don't look at me like that. But for me, I was like, we're going to nip that in the bud like right now. And when we came from our corners, I'll say, when we finally came from our corners, what was the first thing I said? I was like, you have 0 times more to pretend like you don't notice me or to pretend like you're not going to talk to me or give me the silent treatment or give me a hug or give me my forehead kiss in the morning. Like you're being passive aggressive.
That was not passive aggressive.
Yeah, well, it was being passive aggressive. It was not. Okay, but so? Yes, really. Don't call me that.
It wasn't.
Don't call me. Shut up. Don't call me that. I was
doing what I normally do.
Oh, I just closed on my rings.
Wow.
My watch just gave it to me. But yes, weaponized affection, that could be a thing too. But like I said, again, I'm going to repeat myself. Flawed versus toxic. The flawed, bringing it the attention, being intentional, trying to adjust, change, redirect, pivot the behavior for the betterment of self and relationship. Toxic, you fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
And so your feelings were hurt. Mission accomplished. Look, your feelings were hurt.
So what did we learn?
Accomplished. So what did we learn? Don't piss me off. Right. And then you can still get forehead kisses. Right. No.
That's what you learned, dude.
No, it's not. It's not. Okay. But like we always say, real world experience. That's why we have these conversations, because us, like everybody else, are not perfect. I was in one of my cousin's lives the other night, live as far as like on TikTok. And we were just talking about like how long, people have been together and such and such. And she's like, how long have you guys been together? And I was like, we've been together almost 24 years. And like people in the comments were like, oh, like, that's good. And, great relationship and all this and that and the third. And I'm just like, that does not mean it did not come.
It came with the work.
with some work, like, and we're still working. We're still learning.
At least one of us is.
Okay, I can't stand you.
At least one of us is working.
But I don't want to say that in like a discouraging way. I don't like saying it or framing it in a way where people are just like, if it takes that much time, energy, and effort, then like why be in a relationship with somebody? But I say all that to say that when you make a decision to be in a monogamous relationship, and especially if you're in a long-term relationship, a long-term marriage, it's not going to go without some bumps in the roads. And I think that's what people really need to understand. And especially kind of the generation that's coming up now, the ones who like to throw loosely terms like this, that toxic. Oh no, he's toxic. Is he toxic or is he just like undeveloped? Is he like uneducated? Is he lacks life experience? Or maybe he's just not aware.
Or maybe you both are just not communicating properly.
Right.
Maybe you're just not communicating to the point to where you both are being heard the way you
want to be heard. Exactly.
And the thing is, like I always say about this, is when it comes to communication, is like you have to be open to receive it as much as you're willing to dish it out.
Exactly.
Because if you only want to be heard and you don't want to be received what's coming back, that you don't really want to.
You don't want to change. You don't want to develop. You don't want to grow.
You don't want the situation to be better.
Right.
You don't want to be better. You just want him or
acquiesce
her to acquiesce to what you need. Right. And so that's why I say every relationship really is a two-way street. And I think what we've done really well is that we, through Lord knows trial and tribulations and ups and downs and good times and bad times, and Lord, we have been through a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
we've been through pretty much everything but infidelity.
Yeah.
That was
why we both get quiet?
Because I was trying to say I was gonna give you time to come free.
Okay.
Free your conscience.
Okay. And I would do it on the episode. Okay. That's crazy.
It's a safe place.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to confess right now.
I knew it, whore. Well, we've gone through pretty much most of it. We're going through financial problems. We've gone through communication issues.
Yeah.
We've gone through
the not liking each other stage.
We've been that a couple times. Couple times.
We've been through that a couple
times. Lord, I think the most recent is like maybe 3 months postpartum. When my wife was postpartum, I couldn't stand her.
Oh, that was a two-way street.
I couldn't stand her because she wasn't my wife.
I was depressed unbeknownst to myself. Well, that's why.
And I knew
it's difficult.
I knew you had a lot going on, so I gave you a lot of grace, but I didn't like coming home to you. I said, oh my God. Because it literally got to the point of, what is she finna complain about today?
Listen,
babe, I just worked 11 hours. You need to.
That went through this ear and came out the other. I didn't give two shits what you went out there and did. The only thing that matters is when you cross that threshold of the door, you're here now. So you should have took that 20 minutes in the car to 45. switch the brain gears. 45. Because when you walked in there, I don't give two shits what happened 45. Out there. But 45. You can come get your baby. You can come get your baby.
So it's like we've gone through so many things and we've come out, and I think that everything that we've gone through has made us a little bit stronger each time we've gone through something, to where now we can recognize not only in each other but in relationship terms what it is that we kind of need to get through what we're going through. And a lot of times, I mean, it's really as simple as just dating again.
Yeah.
Getting into a space where you guys can just be not be husband and wife, but just be
friends.
Be friends, be boyfriend and girlfriend. Get to the point.
Get excited.
Get to a place where you're not thinking about the realities of life as far as like bills and all that other crap. Get to the point to where you're just two people
who like spending time together,
experiencing each other.
Yeah, and who like, because we have moments where when we go out and we'll sit across from each other at a table and we'll literally be like, I still like hanging out with you. Like when we get time alone, you know, it's like we'll have this little tension built up where it's like you getting on my nerves, like, you know, life is lifing. And then we'll get alone and we get separated and we get somewhere and it's just like, okay, I still like hanging out with you. You know what I mean? Like I still like spending time with you. I just don't want to get to the point where I look at you and be like, could have went on a solo date.
I'm gonna just leave.
I'm gonna just go ahead.
You go on solo dates all the time. Stop the cap.
You know what I mean?
Stop the cap. Look here.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about thinking about a solo date when I'm with you when we're on a date. People. That's what I mean.
I go to work after the gym. I go to work. My wife she'll pick the daughter up, and Monday through Wednesday, when my daughter's at practice, my wife is on a solo date. She is fooling nobody. She is fooling nobody. On Wednesday, she might be on a solo date before she pick my daughter up because she don't go to the gym. She is fooling. She gets her personal time.
No, I go to the gym while she's at practice because she goes early.
Okay, but what I'm saying is you gonna get your time.
Goodbye. Anywho, but yeah, so I mean, it doesn't come without like some bumps in the road is essentially what the whole thing
is. Bumps, potholes, bridges.
But yes, weaponized affection. Another one I think would be like financial manipulation. Or just manipulation in general.
Oh, like old girl?
Who?
The mom?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Listen, why would you say that? Because you just triggered me again. Like, but that is a perfect example. That's a perfect example of manipulation. He's talking about, I guess her name was Kendra Lakari from Unknown Number, a high school catfish. That is a classic manipulation because she basically was bullying her own child digitally and putting herself in such a hero, situation because she would send her these text messages, beating her down all day. Then the girl would come running to her looking for affection, looking for comfort, looking for support, looking for, a shoulder to cry on and get some relief. But she was also the one that was causing harm.
And the relief at the same time.
That is...
Ooh, look at that power trip.
Now that's toxic. Now, see, I think that's a perfect example because how do we distinguish a flawed person between a toxic person?
But do you see yourself in that?
You know what? I really don't want to reach over and hit you, but I will. Stop doing that.
I'm just asking you the tough question.
But listen, how do we distinguish that is she a flawed person or is she a toxic person?
She was literally creating chaos.
Yes. To be
the savior.
Yes.
She's toxic.
That's toxic. And I say it's toxic because when you listen to her trying to give a reason to why she did it,
she couldn't.
There wasn't like a real reason. Her reason was someone else started it. She picked it up in the pursuit of trying to find out who originally started it. That don't even make sense.
Don't make sense, boo.
That don't even make sense.
Not at all.
So that's an example of toxic. All right. Thank you for bringing that up. You're because welcome. That was good.
That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
I can't.
I'm here to help you.
You're here to help me?
Yep. I'm as the comments say, I'm just a back commentary. Sure, you're right.
Okay. All right. Anywho.
But on the flip side of financial manipulation, it's also financial exploitation. Meaning, are you expecting someone to cover all your expenses because of whatever reason you can think of? I think that's toxic.
You think that's toxic? Explain why it's toxic. Tell me why it's toxic.
You just to expect it?
Toxic. Expect it without reasoning and expecting it without discussion or anything like that. I could see how that could be toxic. Right. Like if you, for instance, if you're a well-off man and I'm a young woman and I start dating you, so you're telling me it's toxic for me to automatically assume that you are now going to cover all my expenses without us even having a conversation or without us making a ground to say hey,
look, I don't owe you anything.
You wouldn't owe me anything. But if we had made a discussion, or if we had a discussion.
No, it's different. We had a situation.
Where it's like, hey, I'm willing to cover your rent.
I cover your expenses because we got a situation.
And we've had a discussion. We have an agreement right now.
But mostly a situation.
It could change, but
it's mostly a situation.
What's the situation? I'm not a situation. You make it.
The child is the situation.
The child is the situation.
You're taking care of her emotional and physical needs.
Okay.
Making sure she has everything physically, emotionally she needs.
Yes.
And I'm taking care of the financial needs of everybody.
Oh, okay. Because that's the situation. That's the agreement.
That's the situation.
That's the situation. That's the agreement.
But if you ever wanted to change.
Don't say that, because every time I offer for it to change, you turn it down.
If you ever wanted to change, if you ever wanted to be like, babe, you know what?
You can stay. Go ahead and stay home.
Not even stay home. Just like, babe, just work 40 this week. Don't work. I
mean, you can if you want to. Life is a choice.
Don't work 60 this week.
Life is a choice. Okay. But anywho, yes, I could see how that could be toxic, because if there's like no previous discussion or anything like that, okay, I can see where you're going there.
It's the expectation without any contribution from yourself.
So
like you just showing up and you expected something because you show up.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Yes, because I'm trying to figure out like how would you frame that, because I do feel like there are unspoken expectations in relationships, like when people get into relationships. And I don't know if that, I guess because when we talk about like gender roles, right? When we get together, when men and women get together, or you get into a relationship, there are unspoken or just like, not need to be said expectations. Men would have on women, women have on men. Men have this unspoken expectation that, okay, typically you're going to be the one that does majority of the cooking because that's just psychologically ingrained into all of us, right? Women could be like, well, you're going to take care of the car payments and the insurance and the rent.
Oh, I am.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like those are
that was a question.
But those are like unspoken expectations. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get you.
So is that a toxic thing?
That's a communication thing.
Okay.
But what's toxic is that when the communication is not there, wanted on one side.
Okay.
When it's just, this is what I expect from you, and if you can't deliver this, then I'm leaving.
Okay, now now that I might have to slightly disagree with you on that.
Okay.
And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. If you get into a relationship, right? Because we talk about communication.
Okay.
If we are new in a relationship or we're going into a relationship and I explain to you, hey, like, I guess you can, for lack of better verbiage, like this is what I would expect, or this is like the level of love that I receive or that I feel I deserve or whatever. And you off the bat tell me like, no,
that ain't it.
That's not toxic for me to say, okay, you can have a nice life. I think we'll be great as friends. I'm going to leave, because I think it would be toxic for me to continuously stay with you, go back and forth with you, trying to change something about you that you're not willing to change. And then it causing more damage than it doesn't.
Okay.
So I don't think walking away from something that doesn't serve you, I'm
not saying that. I agree with that.
Okay,
but it don't serve you to walk away.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but there's like levels to it. Everything, it can't be something where it's like an all or nothing. Like when you say if something doesn't serve you, okay, I get to walk away. But
no, I'm talking about in that when it's fresh.
Yes, yeah, right.
Because there's a lot of things right now that don't serve me.
Right.
But I'm not going to walk away. Gymnastics don't serve me.
Why do I even bother sometimes?
Hobby Lobby and Michael's.
Hobby Lobby does serve you.
Don't serve me.
It does. It does.
Don't
giving me my creative outlet allows me to have a more tolerable attitude to be around.
That don't
when
serve.
I can do the things that can help calm and relax me.
Go ahead, baby.
But yeah, so I do think, especially coming into like a newer relationship, to say what your I guess needs or expectations
when
are.
It's fresh,
yes, and it's like you can't meet that. Okay, that's fine. Or even if you're like a year in, and it's like, hey, I've constantly communicated to you, this is the level of love that I feel I deserve.
And
I've constantly communicated, if the work has been there, I've communicated, I have shown, I have given examples, I have stepped back, I've given room, you know what I mean? Like, I've done what I think that I can do within my capacity to get you to a level of understanding of where I need you to be, just like you're trying to get me to a level of understanding of where you need me to be, to best support you, to best love you, to best be a playing role in your life. But if you haven't done that for me, we're still early enough in the relationship that I can say the time we had together was good, but I can't foresee myself taking this any further.
You're still young enough?
I can't foresee myself taking this any further and living life like this.
That's what you should do.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that should take a year.
Okay, but what I'm saying,
these conversations should be happening.
But what I'm saying is,
months of the relationship.
What I'm saying is that I believe that is not a toxic thing. No. So when you said what you had said about like, that's toxic for a person just to walk away, I don't think so.
Well, okay. What I'm saying is, what I mean by walk away is that, or what I mean is like when it's expected and they don't want to walk away, they just want you to acquiesce to them.
Okay,
that's the
like one-sided.
Yes.
Okay.
They're like they expect this, but like in our sense, I'm getting something out of the deal.
Right.
Now it may not be market value.
You know, you can't help yourself.
It may not be market value, but I'm getting something out of the deal.
He just can't help himself. He can't help himself. He's going to be all over my ass as soon as we stop recording. As soon as we stop recording, he's going to be all over my ass. And I'm leaving. I'm going to go to the gym.
That's fine.
I'm leaving.
That's fine.
Finish your sentence.
I forgot what I was saying.
See? And this is what happens when you keep playing too much. Then you forget your whole train of thought.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm definitely getting something out of the deal. So it's not one-sided. But my thing is that I feel like you can to me the toxic part is when you expect something without giving something.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay. I guess I can see that.
That's what I mean.
That's what he meant.
Okay. You know what, people? This has been the last episode.
Bye. The last episode?
I was like, she not right.
The last episode?
Y'all can't see it, but this thigh got me in a chokehold.
What thigh? My thigh?
This thigh right here.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that's a good discussion. I think I just wanted to...
Can we talk about your thigh?
No, we're not going to talk about my thigh.
Talk about how good
I just wanted to really try to like lay out the difference between people who are genuinely toxic and people who are just flawed people. We're all flawed people. So therefore, in my conclusion, we all got a little toxicity because we all flawed.
Okay.
But it could be just lack of awareness. It could be lack of education. It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
lack of education.
We're not born with a full download of how to do life and how to be in relation with people.
We're not.
It's all a learning journey.
But at the same time...
But there are boundaries and limits.
Right.
That's the thing.
That is the thing.
All right, guys. So let's go ahead and move right on into... Our 2 cents. Okay. Let's see. So here we go. Am I the asshole for changing my mind about my wife being a stay-at-home mom since she changed the terms?
Let's get into this. I can relate
I'm
already.
a 35-year-old male, and I have been with my wife, Allie, who's 37 for 2 years, married for 1, and we're expecting our first child together in a few months. Okay. I also have 2 children, an 8-year-old boy and a 6-year-old girl from a previous relationship with Alex, who is 32. And we have 50-50 custody. However, Alex travels a lot for work, so we have the kids more than most of the time. So, the kids are basically in his care. Yeah. So that they get child support from Alex. So he receives the child support. He doesn't pay it. He receives it. Before he and Allie got married, he had spoke to Allie extensively about what they wanted and what she wanted. And she was adamant about being a stay-at-home mom. I was upfront with her that I was fine with that. We'd be able to afford it, but she would need to be a stay-at-home mom for all of the kids to be able to make it work. And she agreed happily. So as you can probably predict, she set me down the other day and told me that she wants at minimum her first year as a stay-at-home mom to only be with the baby that they share. She said that after that, she could help out more with the other kids, but wants to protect her first-time motherhood and said it's her number one boundary. I told her that would no longer work. Then I couldn't support the family of 5 on just my salary without help with all the kids. She said that I needed to figure it out and to respect her boundaries, but this simply won't be possible. We have family to help for sure, but she's saying she doesn't want to be responsible for the older kids at all for the first year. Also, we want at least one more child, and now I'm worried she'll try to extend the year by having another baby. She's incredibly hurt and angry, but I don't think it would be even possible to respect her boundaries. So would I be the asshole for reneging on my promise to let her be a stay-at-home mom?
I don't know about this.
But you get what she's saying, right?
I get what she's saying. I get both sides.
I totally get both sides.
Both sides.
But that wasn't but if you go back to whatever the original agreement was, the agreement was she came to him and said, I want to be a stay-at-home mom. And
he said,
you can be a stay-at-home mom. I can make that happen. But when you're a stay-at-home mom, you're a stay-at-home mom to all the kids. Because right now she's already partially helping raise the older kids.
But I want to know what, because in my mind, 8 and 6 don't really need much.
I mean, you have an 8-year-old.
But what I'm saying is they're not going to need 24-hour watching care.
No, they're not going to be 24-hour watching care. They're not going to
be as hands-on as a newborn. But so I'm thinking how much energy and time do you have to put? And I'm pretty sure the 8 can help with the 6.
Yes. However, there's still 6 and 8 and then having a newborn in the house. Yeah. So that would be
the newborn's the problem.
The newborn is the problem.
Because
just imagine if we just had a newborn, she's 8, and then we also have my great niece who's 4.
What happens?
Okay, so
somebody leaving.
Okay,
me.
But that's what I'm saying.
Leaving.
I would be here, and yes, she's 8. She knows how to make food. She can basically take care of herself. But then there's a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old also in the house who still needs tending to, watching. You know what I'm saying? So I do get it. However,
was an agreement.
You have been married for almost 2 years. You married someone who had children.
Yep.
You have been taking care of these children more than 50% of the time because
they must be
the mother pays you and your husband child support, correct? Yeah. So that means you're probably doing school drop off, you're probably doing school pickup. You're already in mother mode.
And he said that they have family members that can and will help.
But her thing is she don't want to take care of his other 2 kids. Period. Yeah. So she's saying she don't even want them in the house because if they're in the house, I still got to take care of him.
Oh, no, baby.
He got to go to work. Their other parent, the mother, she travels too much, and that's why she's willing to pay him.
I didn't even think about that, babe.
She's willing to
say they got to be somewhere else.
She said that she doesn't want to take care of them at all.
Hold up.
So do you see why he is saying what he's saying? Because like he said, that wouldn't financially be possible because you want to stay home. So I'm going to have to cover the entire household plus a newborn, plus daycare. Then we got to get somebody to pick them up, drop them off. They got to be somewhere during the day. And then you want me, after having to provide for the whole house financially, so there's no telling what his work schedule looks like. Then what am I supposed to do with my other kids? Do you expect me to ignore them or do you expect me to just take care of them when I get home from work?
She expects you to take care of them
when you get home from work because she wants, but on the flip side, I get where she's saying she wants the experience of being with her baby.
But here's the problem. There's so many problems with this, right? Even if he acquiesces to what she wants, when he comes home and only caters to his 2 oldest children,
then she's going to feel some type of way that
he's not helping with the newborn.
And now that, you know what that goes back to? That goes back to people who have preferences who don't date people with children.
Yeah. It makes sense.
And that's exactly why.
It makes sense.
That's exactly why. Because you have to understand that when you start dating a person who has kids, they had a whole previous life. He had a whole previous wife before you, babe.
I say that, and I always say this. I have I think 2 or 3 friends that married women with children. And I say, you are a great man.
Well,
because because that woman comes with her children,
right? And if you're not willing to accept them as if they are your children,
that man comes with his children.
Yeah, if you're not willing to change the mindset and be like, "Oh, I have a child now," and you're willing to like change your schedule, like be there for their schedule. If you're not willing to fully submerge yourself into being in that child's life because you chose to be with their parent, and especially if you married their parent.
But on the flip side,
what is he supposed to do? Baby, you can't stay home.
Another part of this is I also feel like the kids might also start feeling left out.
Maurice, you go from dad remarried. I've been practically living with dad for both years of his marriage, or the 1 year of his marriage. She's been nice to us. She's been the perfect stepmom. Now, all of a sudden, she gives birth to dad and her child. And now, all of a sudden, we're chopped liver.
We Cinderella.
Yeah, we're chopped liver. We just don't matter as much.
We wearing rags and cleaning floors. Ooh, child.
But the thing is, I can also understand what she's saying about like having that time with just her baby and only focusing on her and her baby. I get it.
It's a tough situation.
But you chose to date someone who had kids.
It's a tough situation, but I'm gonna say he's not the asshole because you had an agreement before this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna
say. Okay. So let's see. The next one is actually from...
I thought you didn't take a screenshot.
No, I didn't take a screenshot. I just go straight to it. Okay, so the next one is from a listener.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Who
would like to remain anonymous, and that's fine. So, guys, when you write into us and you want us to like read your story, please let us know if you would like to remain anonymous or not. She said she wanted to remain anonymous, so she will remain anonymous. But as you guys start to like email us and write into us, which we really do appreciate. We love that y'all want us to read y'all stories. Kudos. Just let us know if you want to be anonymous or not. Okay. So this is from an anonymous follower. She said, am I the asshole for not wanting to invite my father's wife that I have no relationship with to my baby shower? I'm currently pregnant and I decided to tell my dad that his wife is not invited to my baby shower. My dad has been married to his wife for 20 plus years. Damn. And we never had a good relationship since I was a child. Even my father and I have had a rocky relationship, I feel, due to his marriage to his wife. Now that I'm older, I just want my father, and I have been cordial level relationship, especially since this will be his first grandchild. I informed my father that I don't think it's best for his wife to be present due to us not having a relationship at all. His wife and I even work at the same hospital, and we've seen each other a couple of times, and neither of us have spoke. I told him that I feel she will keep the same energy at my baby shower and will not speak to me. He informed me that she will and that she will even be cordial. I told him I highly doubt it because of our history. His wife has always been hot and cold with me, but mostly cold. He told me there might be some uncomfortableness, and I informed him that I don't want that energy at my baby shower. I don't want her to feel uncomfortable, my father, my mother, or myself. My father then said, well, you know, my wife and your mother had issues in the past, but my mother saw them both at the grocery store and greeted not just my father, but his wife as well. And once again, she did not speak. I'm almost 30 years old, and I feel that his wife is still holding on to things that happened between them three when I was younger. My father and mom get along with no issues. I just also think it's strange that she will even want to go to my baby shower when she has no relationship with me whatsoever. But am I the asshole?
Not at all.
I don't think so.
Not at all. Look here, you tell that old...
hey, that's still his wife.
You tell that lady that... keep her attitude somewhere else.
But here's the thing.
It sounds like she jealous of your mama.
Let me
get it off. I was gonna be nice.
Oh, I was gonna be nice.
It sounds like she jealous of your mama.
They've been married over 20 years.
It sounds like now, granted, I don't have the details. I don't know how your parents split up, but it sounds like since they still cordial. Because I have a friend.
Oh my gosh.
I have a friend where her ex-husband were always friendly, and she was like, that's my ex-husband. I said, that's your husband. Y'all just got paperwork that say y'all ain't together no more. And we know that's your husband.
I can't.
Because when he come calling, you answer that phone.
Anyway, they've been married 20 plus years.
She jealous of your mama.
I wouldn't say
she's jealous of your mama.
I wouldn't say that she's jealous, but what I will say is that sometimes when people have not communicated for long periods of time, they are probably in a situation where it may be a little bit uncomfortableness because they don't know how you're going to receive if they decide to start trying to be involved, if that makes sense. Like maybe she wants to talk to her. Maybe she wants to have a relationship with her, but she doesn't know how it's going to be received because she's been cold to your perception and you've been cold to her perception. So she doesn't know who should break the ice.
My belief is that her being cold is who she is, and she's only trying to be warm when her father has said something. And now since her father,
but she doesn't have a relationship with her father.
But she
hasn't had a relationship with her father. But now she's...
No, what I'm saying is I'm talking about the father's wife.
Okay,
right. The father's wife. The father's telling his wife that, hey, I'm going to want my grandbaby to come around.
Right, and she wants her daughter or son to be a part of his life.
And he probably knows that if my daughter got a problem with you, it's going to be a problem with my grandbaby being around because my daughter ain't going to want my grandbaby around you.
Yeah, because if she doesn't even want to be around you, she ain't going to let my grandchild be around you either.
So he trying to fix that role. But you're not the asshole at all.
I mean, you're not the asshole simply because it's your baby shower.
Shoot, I cut my own mama off in a second.
It's okay. Maybe he's not the person to ask.
Shit.
Maybe he's not the one to ask. But
my stance on everything is do what gives you peace. You telling her she cannot be there that's not going to.
I mean, and it's one day.
First of all, you're the one that's with child. Your peace matters the most,
right?
Because your peace.
We don't want anything to cause
directly reflects the child's peace.
Yeah.
So if her being there is going to upset you in any way,
then it's probably going to be a no.
Need to be 300 miles away.
Bye, not 300. That's quite a bit, but okay. Yeah.
I said what I said.
Okay, he said what he said.
I want to say some other stuff I won't say.
Okay. This has been another episode of Life After I Do podcast. If you are not doing so already, would you kindly, graciously give us a follow, give us a like,
spare $1, comment.
Sir. Shut up. You can spare $1 if you want.
Any change, sir?
I'll drop my Apple Pay and my...
Any change, sir?
If you would like to get my Starbucks coffee, sure.
Any change, sir?
But yes, don't forget to like, comment, follow, share, all of the things on social media. You can follow us at Life After I Do Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. You can also write into the podcast, which we love that you guys are starting to get so comfortable with messaging us and writing into us. And like, we love listening to your stories and seeing the comments and everything, but you can continue to write into us at lifeafteridopodcast@gmail.com. You get a new episode every Wednesday. We've got some new things coming for you guys. So just sit back, be patient. We got some interviews lined up for you guys, some, just fun conversations for you guys. So we really appreciate y'all rocking with us and just helping to continue to grow, guys. So thanks for joining us for another episode. And until next week.
Peace, Booskies.
Peace, Booskies.